Let's talk about how to scale a pulse train input or an encoder, tachometer, whatever you'd like to call it, in a BRX PLC. We're going to go up to PLC. We're going to go over to System Configuration. After we get to System Configuration, we'll go to BRX Local. And then we're going to go to High Speed I/O. Going to go to Function 1. The way we're going to set this up is we're going to use an edge timer. We're going to enable free run and enable timeout. Now what I'm going to do here is we're going to set our timed interval or unit to 1024 because that is the ppm or pulse per revolution of the encoder that I got here. I'm going to use units per second. You could use units per minute if you would like to. We're going to hit OK because this is now just about set up. Again, we're going to use edge timer. There's other ones you can use like counter or pulse catch, but again for this example I'll be using edge timer. Going to hit OK. Going to hit OK. We're going to look at our input filters, which is right here. It's the second one from the top. I'm going to go to filters. We're going to set these to a frequency of 250,000 Hertz for both of the inputs that I'm using. The way I have this encoder wired in is I'm using A positive and B positive. I'm not using A naught, not using B naught, just using the positive ends for the demonstration of the video. We're going to hit OK. We're good to go. The next thing we need to do is we need to get this timer into our program. So we're going to open up coil bit. Going to put an output coil in here. Output coil right bit. There she goes. We're going to open it up. We're going to scroll down to where our high speed counter timer 1 is. We want to get the enable bit, and that is what we want to use. We're going to hit the select button. Once you have the select button, check that box. You're good to go. I'm going to hit F2. I'm going to get my ST1 in there. There it goes. Now that we have our high speed counter enabled, let's go through and begin to scale it. If I could read, where is it? There it is. I'm going to drag and drop that right on in here. For our input, we're going to use the scaled value from this. We're going to find it in memory, I/O, specialty, and then we're going to scroll down to high speed counter timer 1, and we're going to want to use the scaled value. Select the scaled value, select OK. You could use these if you want to have an input range to give it. I don't see the point in that for the demonstration, so we're going to go with 0. And go with input maximum. Let's go with 3. I know it's not going to go that high. Output minimum 0. What's the output maximum? Let's go with 100. That's a pretty good amount to scale it to. I'm going to switch this over to a real data type so we can see the precision decimal range on it. Boy, somebody just did something out there. Alright, good for them. Gonna hit select. Gonna hit the check mark. Now to call this, we're gonna need to put in an ST1. That way it gets called. That's the way it's not just sitting there on. Gonna accept it. There it goes. Gonna hit write. I'm writing it to the PLC. Oh my lord. And here we are. Program is on. So when I reach over here and I turn this motor, it'll give us a value on our high speed counter scaling. I could just take that. You could take this value, you could put it on an HMI. You could do many things with it. But you could take this value from a tachometer. I'm using an encoder. But that will conclude how to get your high speed counter working in BRX for whatever project you're working on. Thank you very much. Take it easy.